Howdy, and welcome to Stupidity. My name is Parker Jones.
My name is Evan Goff, and welcome to the American Gaffers. Parker, I'm a little upset, man.
Wait, why? Are you okay? Is everything good at
No, it's
home?
just it's just there's not a lot of soccer games anymore. I was enjoying the winter break with soccer constantly, and
Oh, yeah, you got a little spoiled,
just
didn't you?
missing my.
Every other day I
I
was
did,
sitting
I
in the
did,
living
and
room
it's not the
watching
same,
NBC
man.
Sports. I miss it. Oh, I miss it so much.
No, now we gotta watch those FA Cup recaps, huh? Those FA
Those
Cup games,
stupid FA Cup games. Jeez, I love not being able to watch the stupid FA Cup.
right? Definitely.
America's great, everybody. It's
So
fantastic.
let's dive in. We have two segments today. We instead of three. Sorry for those who are used to the three.
Two and a half.
Two and a half.
Two
All
and a
right, fine.
half
Two and a half. Two and
segments.
a half. There. Fine. Okay. We have two and a half segments. So our first segment, we're just mainly going to talk about what happened in the FA Cup third round. There was a few upsets. There, was some big wins from some Premier League sides, but there wasn't anything too crazy this time around. But we're going to briefly kind of talk about a couple of games and highlight some big games too. So the first one, Newcastle versus Rochdale, which is a League One team. It ended 1-1. Newcastle's Almiron scored in the 17th minute, and a late goal by Aaron Wilbraham at the 79th minute to tie it. That's a pretty big upset, I think. League One team, huh?
Yeah, that's a pretty big upset. I'm surprised because Newcastle had a really good starting lineup.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't take the game as seriously as they should have. Joe Linton apparently had a dreadful appearance. People did not like the player that showed up. He was booed by
Hmm.
his own fans, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So just kind of a rough day for the Northern lads in Newcastle for sure.
Yeah, they're struggling this season.
Yeah, kind of summing up. Yeah, it sums up their season in general. Just
Definitely.
disappointing.
Well, next one we got Burnley versus Petersborough. Petersborough is a League One team. Burnley won comfortably 4-2. Jay Rodriguez scored twice, so that's
Hmm.
pretty average game. What you expect? Maybe Petersborough did get 2 goals, which is pretty impressive. Now, Championship Fulham, which was just demoted from the Prem last year, faced Aston Villa, who are in fear of getting relegated this season currently. Fulham beat Aston Villa 2-1, and Fulham's Harry Arter, I might be butchering that name. He scored the winner in the
No,
74th minute. And Villa
no, you
also
got
had
it.
a.
That's right.
Oh, is that right? Cool. Villa
Hmm.
had a strong side as well. And I mean, this kind of proves that, you were right when we talked about what teams are going to get relegated this season, in our opinion. And you said Villa, and I disagree with you, but, they're not looking good. So do you want to talk anything about this game?
No, it just kind of sums up my opinion of Aston Villa. I just don't think they're strong enough to be
Mm-hmm.
consistent in the Premiership. They didn't start their strongest lineup, of course. They gave some crucial players a rest. Um, but, do you want to play competitive football or do you want to like try and win an FA Cup? That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
where they were at, I think, from a managerial perspective. Give some key players some rest. Let them,
They
try
didn't
to
have
heal
too
up so
many
that they
key
can.
players rested. They did have like Grealish rested, but they had almost their fullback line there, and they had a couple. They had like El Ghazi in
Almost.
there. It was slightly rotated, but I don't think they could still lose to Fulham.
Yeah, and they gave the goalkeeper some rest, and they gave, the back line a little bit of a rest. Not all of them, but,
Yeah,
a couple. But I just think that they're looking to stay above the relegation zone and they're kind of fighting for their life. So maybe they were looking past this game and that's always a
yeah,
no-go when you're looking forward to other games and you're not taking the ones that are right in front of you
yeah. That's just bringing their form down
seriously.
and their confidence, and going into the next game not looking
Yeah,
good.
all of that. Yep, it's all
Yeah.
going downhill for Villa.
Anyway, Villa
Sorry, Villa
sucks, so let's
fans.
move on.
Yep, go back to the
So we got
championship.
Southampton won 2-0. I mean, Huddersfield was
Yeah.
relegated last season, which is why I put that in here. So Huddersfield are not
And
doing
then,
well in the championship right now.
well, they're missing their 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 genius midfielder Aaron Moy, who's on loan.
Yeah, he's
You
on
know they.
Brighton.
It, what can you say? Southampton have kind of stepped it up the past few games. Surprising victory at Tottenham, and they're looking pretty
Hmm.
good. And they didn't start all their starters, but you know
Hmm.
they gave they gave they gave a couple of guys some rest. Danny Ings, who's been
Hmm.
Superman form as of late,
Hmm.
gave him some crucial rest. But they took the game
Yeah,
seriously,
comfortable win.
and
Comfortable win.
they're on to the fourth round. And kudos to them. Hope that they stay competitive.
Yeah. Next, we got Preston versus Norwich, and Norwich won 4-2. Adam Ida scores a hat trick, and one of them being a pen. I'm not very familiar with this player. Are you, Parker?
No, actually, I'm not, and I think he's super young. I
Yeah.
think he's
I
like
don't think he plays
18
too
years
often.
old. I think he's 18 years old, and yeah, kind of just scored a hat trick out of nowhere. So maybe young player to watch. I'm not too sure.
I
I don't
remember the
think that
name.
they have any. I don't think Norwich has any intention of starting him, as opposed to any of their other attackers, because they have Andre
Hmm.
Gray, Troy Deeney, some great attackers up front. But he's super young. I think he's Irish. I'm pretty sure he's an Irish national, and he's definitely a really young talent. If you score a hat trick in the FA Cup, I mean, hey, kudos.
Yeah.
That's a big confidence boost. Yeah, he was born in 2001 February.
Wow, a youngin.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's crazy.
How
Yeah,
about
he's
that?
18.
Yeah,
Hmm.
watch out for that man. All right,
Yeah,
let's
who
move
knows?
on.
Yep.
We got Brighton versus Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Brighton lost this game to championship
They
side
did.
Sheffield 1
Hmm.
0. Adam Reach
Hmm.
scores for Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, that's a big loss for Brighton, huh?
Yeah, it
And
is.
they played a
And
strong team.
yeah, Sheffield has really surprised many people, I think, this year.
Hmm.
Not just me, but they're doing extremely well in the championship. They came
Hmm.
in, they played with a lot of class. They did not look like the worst team of the two. They looked pretty even against a mid-table Brighton team in the Premier League. So, and they got the W. That's all that
Yeah.
matters. They're on to the
I
next round.
mean,
That's pretty impressive.
Sheffield are sitting pretty at eighth. I don't know if that's considered pretty, but they're pretty solid at eighth. They can hop to honestly third where Brentford are in a game. Well, a game and
Yeah.
a tie.
Yeah, the middle is it's
More
it's
points.
anyone's game.
So you never know. Next one, yeah, this is the one I was talking about. So it's Brentford versus Stoke, and they're both in the
Mhm.
championship. Brentford are third, which I just said, and Stoke are battling relegation. Shockingly, Stoke
Yeah.
prem team, recently, and Brentford, they're a team who hasn't been known for being this successful. So they are third right now, and they won, and they beat
Yeah.
Stoke. So.
Yeah, they did. B- it's a little bit surprising that Stoke has fallen off so harshly. Got a great
Mhm.
history, a great fan base as well. Everybody knows it. Little
Mhm.
surprised that they're struggling so much this season and couldn't pull together a victory in the third round.
Watford, Watford versus Tanmere Rovers. That's it for that game.
Yeah.
Um, Tanmere Rovers is an EFL one team. Watford,
Hmm.
this game ended 3-3 draw. Watford also played a strong team, and Roberto Pereira got a red card in the 89th minute, which just sucks for them for the next round of the FA Cup. It doesn't really diminish anything in this game, but it's still they're not a
Well,
good team right now either.
most of Watford's starters were on the bench. They didn't start like a majority of their team.
Hmm.
They've been in pretty good form.
They have been in good form
Scoring 3 goals is actually, I'd say, a win for them. Not starting like,
against an
but
EFL
maybe
one
one
team.
potential starter. Honestly, it's disappointing, but they gave a lot of young guys a chance, and the only two players that have reached the starting lineup this year on their team were Gray and Pereira. So I
Hmm.
mean, I think that that's okay. I think that's promising. When you start young players and they do well. I don't know. That's just me though.
I don't
Plus,
know. That's
honestly,
just
honestly, if you're Watford, do you really care about the FA Cup? I mean, the
no,
FA
you
Cup
don't.
really only matters in the finals because it could be anybody. Nobody takes it
Right, but
seriously
they made
anymore,
it to the
which is
finals
a
last
different
year.
conversation. They did, but it's different every year, and
I
it.
know.
I wish that English football. I mean, maybe they do in England. Maybe the fans really care, but I feel like the clubs don't nearly care as much with the FA Cup as they do any other type of
Hmm.
league play or European football, which is a little bit of a shame. But
Hmm. That might be a topic for another time.
yeah, I think it may be. We'll have to
Let's
reconsider that. But let us know what you think, fans. To all of our fans, our biggest fan pool, let us know.
next game. We got a banger. Bournemouth destroying Luton in a championship
Mm-hmm.
4-0.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Let's move
All
on.
right, fuck me. Let's move on. Wolves versus Man United. Now we spoke about this recently and talked about how this would probably be an interesting match. We weren't sure how the lineup was going to be, but it ended 0-0. It's kind of a shame to, as a fan, you like hyping this game up. You're like, oh, I thought it was going to be a high scoring game, to be honest, but no, 0-0. Wolves played a strong side.
Yeah,
Man U played a slightly rotated side with youngsters Greenwood, Chong, and Williams. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
yeah. I mean, they had. I think that it's a little more disappointing on United side. They had
Mm-hmm.
Mata and Matic in. And he started Maguire and Lindelof.
Mm-hmm.
Romero had some clutch saves. Um, Ashley Young was in the lineup. And then they had their youth as well. Then James Greenwood, Chong. You know, I'm a little disappointed that they couldn't score some goals. They sub Rashford on in, you know, trying to get a W in the last minute, but I don't know. It just was a nil-nil draw is not what fans really come to see anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They like goals. Fans like goals. So as a fan of the sport, I'm just a little disappointed that there wasn't more action. But
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm not just disappointed, but I'm also surprised that with both the lineups that there wasn't more offensive
exactly. That's what I'm saying. They
firepower.
were strong sides, and it's
Yeah,
just no
honestly, yeah.
goals. Wow. All right. Next, we got Man City versus Port Vale, which is an EFL2 team. First off, Man City get partnered up with all of these low teams, all of these shitty teams. Like in the past couple seasons in the FA Cup or the Champions League, they get in easy groups. I'm just saying. They won comfortably 4-1. They won comfortably 4-1. Port Vale's Tom Pope equalized at 1-1, but Man City came and destroyed them,
I
scoring three
heard
more
that
goals.
story though about his tweet, and I'm sure you did too, right?
No, I didn't. What was said?
Oh, really? Okay, so you got to hear this. All right. If you don't know, listen up. I'm
All
about
right,
to
all right.
learn you something. So Tom Pope tweeted a little less than a year ago, I believe, how he wishes that he could be playing against John Stones at Man City because essentially what he said was John Stones is shit, and if people in the Premier League defended like him, then I'd score 40 goals a
It
season.
happens.
And of course, Man City started John Stones, and Tom Pope was given a chance to score, and he did. So that's a cool story there.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's pretty funny. Tom
Yeah,
Pope,
read up
everyone.
on it. It's really funny, really good.
Quality. Next, we got Leicester versus Wigan, which is in the championship 2-0. Leicester played a rotated side. They did have a strong defense, but, a comfortable win. Next, that's pretty much it with that team, I think.
Yep,
Next, we
that's it.
got, yeah, yep, Leicester are great. Next, we got devastating loss for Palace. They faced Derby County. Wayne Rooney plays, right?
Yeah,
Starts. And, Palace played a strong side minus Zaha, which I just want to point out. I don't know if that's because it is an FA Cup or because I know he's linked away with a lot of. Well, I don't know about a lot of teams, but at least Chelsea, and I don't know if that's why he left him out because there was Palace played a strong team, and I don't know. Uh,
Yeah,
Derby's Chris Martin scored in the 32nd with Luke Milivojevic getting sent off at the 63rd minute, which
it's
that sucks for Palace.
Milvojevic.
Go fuck your
Milvojevic.
mother. Okay.
Okay, will do. Mom, don't listen to him. I love you. Yeah, disappointing from Palace. Just their whole season
Yeah,
has kind of just been like a sigh of
they're just an average
disappointment.
team. They love to
It's like
beat
they can show
big
up,
teams.
but
Yeah.
they can show up, but they just like choose not to. I feel like I don't know if it's a managerial problem. I don't know if it's a player problem. I don't know if
Hmm.
they need more of a leader. Milivojevic is their captain, right? So
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. I don't know what the deal is over there. They need to kind of figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah,
Yeah.
sad
Excited to
sad
see if they
loss.
do anything in January.
Disappointing loss to championship derby.
We got Middlesbrough
Go ahead.
Championship versus Spurs. Parker, go ahead.
All right, next we've got Liverpool and
No, 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 no,
or
no, no.
I don't know what to say.
1-1.
It's disgusting. Spurs put together an amazing lineup for this for some stupid ass reason,
Mm-hmm.
and they came away empty handed because of fucking Aaron Fletcher or Ashley Fletcher, whatever the fuck his name is. I mean, I just don't
Mm-hmm.
get it. They're in a really bad place. I'm not happy with where they're at. I don't know what they
Mm-hmm.
can do to fix it, honestly. I mean, they hire a new coach. Their captain gets injured. Their goalkeeper sucks. Michel Vorm maybe be
Yeah.
coming back into the number two. Hopefully, maybe change something. But
Mm.
they're just not a deep team. They have zero bench, and right now they have zero heart. They're just not playing to win, and
Yeah.
it's annoying. But that's my opinion.
I don't know. I mean, I just want to highlight Serge Aurier. I mean, he made an amazing assist right to Lux Mora for the
Mm-hmm,
goal, but
mm-hmm.
then I think it was near the 89th minute. He had basically a shot on goal and he completely like missed it. It was awful.
Yep.
Trying to kick a field goal is like the wrong sport, but he's so inconsistent.
Yeah, they're
But we could talk about this for a while, so
yes.
let's move on.
Let's not.
Sorry, buddy. Next, we got Liverpool versus Everton. Liverpool won 1-0. They both played decently strong sides. Liverpool had a pretty young side. They had a few senior players in there, experienced players, but mostly it was youngins. So this was a really good win from Klopp, I
Yeah,
think.
most.
And Jones scored a youngin. He's
Yeah,
18.
they only.
He scored a banger.
Yeah, it was. I was very impressed with that shot. That curled. I mean, it hit off the crossbar and in, and it was
Perfect.
perfect curl. How could you not appreciate an amazing goal like that? And I'm sure he was ecstatic to score it.
I know.
Little disappointed with the Everton squad. They showed up to play.
Mm-hmm.
They put together like a first team squad and kind of choked it against a Liverpool side that's just, to be honest, out coaching every single team they play this year. Whether or not they're starting full
Mm-hmm.
youngsters or they're starting a first team squad, they're just outclassing, or Klopp is outclassing every other manager. I mean, they only started Joe
Mm-hmm.
Gomez, and that's it.
Lallana
That's
was in
like
there,
the
I think.
only start. Well, yeah, Lalana
Yeah,
occasion,
he's not even like a
but he
consistent
does not
starter.
start at all consistently. Milner
Yeah.
sometimes he was there, but I think he actually got taken off early. I think he may have been injured. I think he got injured. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
it. Lalana, or I mean, Origi sometimes starts if necessary, but he's not first team. Probably second team.
Mm-hmm.
Most of their players were super young and
Did
league
Shakiri
teams.
play?
No, no.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's
Yeah, Liverpool
injured.
looked
He's
great.
injured right now. I mean, they did sub in
Oh, that's right.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but that's
Hmm.
that was later in the game, and
He's
he's
not a
not
consistent
consistent
starter either.
either.
Yeah. So
So they barely started second team players. Joe Gomez was the only first team that they started in the back, and he's young,
yeah.
so his fitness, they weren't worried about it. I'm sure.
Liverpool are elite. Okay.
Yeah,
So next we got Gillingham EFL one versus West Ham. West Ham won 2-0 comfortably. And then the last one that I want to highlight is Arsenal versus Leeds. Arsenal won 1-0. Young Reece Nelson scored the 55-minute. Arsenal had a strong team against Leeds because Leeds look really great in the championship right now. So I think that was a good
really
call
good.
from Arteta.
Yeah, and they do look really good this year in the championship. They looked really good against Arsenal today, which is Monday.
Hmm.
They bossed it with possession. They had more shots and shots on target. They looked like a really cohesive unit. They were really fluid with the ball, just couldn't get get a goal out of it, and sometimes that happens. I'm sure that Arsenal fans were elated, got that home win, going for a FA Cup. It would be kind of a really big trophy, I think, for them if they could win the FA Cup this year and also play
Hmm.
European football, whether it's Europa or Champions League. I think that's a huge,
Yeah, that'd be a good
huge
season for them,
season
I think.
turnaround for Arsenal, and they would gladly welcome that. So, hopefully for the fan base that happens, even though cannot stress this enough. Fuck Arsenal.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
Okay, so that is our that is our FA Cup recap. Let us know what you all think about it.
Stop, stop.
Parker,
Okay,
are you going to
no,
talk a little
don't
bit
let us
about?
know what you think about it. We've already said our opinions. You can say yours, I guess, but I'm not going to listen. I don't care that much about your opinions. So you can let us know what you
Damn,
think about
damn,
these games, but
damn.
just know that I'm not going to care.
Well, you know what? I care. I'll listen. Tweet me. Fine. Parker, do you have any games to look forward to in the FA Cup?
Yeah, today was the draw for the fourth round. I think that there were a lot of surprising ish draws, but nothing too crazy. Bournemouth Arsenal, it's gonna be good to see. Uh, it's gonna be good to see a Premier League matchup between those two. I think that whoever wins in the draws between Watford and Tranmere Rovers, and then Wolves and Man U, hopefully it's Watford and a Premier League side, so that'll be nice. Excited for that. Southampton,
Hmm.
hopefully against Tottenham, if Tottenham can pull through it against Middlesbrough. That'll be a good rematch because they recently played. Burnley Norwich is a good one. Manchester City Fulham.
Hmm.
Uh, and so nothing like crazy. Like Liverpool Everton, no derby, no real important premiership derbies or anything, but you know,
I mean, you could say Bournemouth and Arsenal. That might be a good one, I
yeah,
think. But yeah, looking at all the other ones, nah.
yeah, nothing too crazy, but this it's still young, it's still the fourth round, so we got a lot of ways to go, and hopefully, the best teams come forth and bring their A game and can battle for the champion or for the trophy. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. So let's go into our
Skirt.
break. Parker,
Next
you wanna
time.
skirt skirt?
Let's just go right into the break. You guys are great. Thank you for listening. We're really happy that you're here. Keep spreading the word. Let people know that, we're doing this podcast. Seriously though, reach out. I know I joshed earlier, but
Hmm.
reach out. It doesn't hurt to send us a message. It doesn't hurt to tweet at us, to try to find us on Facebook. It definitely doesn't hurt to look us up and donate on Patreon. That doesn't hurt. But keep just,
Hmm.
listening and spreading the word to loved ones, and, you know, hopefully you'll get out of it as much as you put into it.
Definitely spread it with your mouth hole.
Yep,
Um,
use that mouth hole that God gave you and just don't turn it off. Domo arigato. I think that means thank you in Japanese. If it doesn't, I'm sorry.
you're racist.
That's
If it doesn't,
not
you're racist.
true. Not true.
All right, well, let's hop into our second segment. It's January, right? It's January 6th right now. So the transfer
Oh,
window
such a
is
good time to
open.
be a football fan.
Yeah.
It's such a good time. I love it. I love
So
January.
we're going to be talking about first some confirmed signings, right? And we're going to talk about speculations, some things that we've heard, some things, some players who want to leave or who are linked with other teams. And then at the end, we want to talk about our dream transfers since this is the January transfer window and a lot of weird things can happen. So starting it off, we talked about it before, but Liverpool signed Minamino from RB Salzburg for I think 7 million euros. So he played in the FA Cup. He looked pretty good. I don't know if you saw his
Yeah,
highlights.
he played. Yeah, I did. He started against Everton. Looked pretty good. Really, really
Hmm.
solid debut.
Next, we have Sheffield United. They signed Jack Rodwell on a free from Blackburn Rovers. Don't know shit about him, but I'm excited to see him. I'm pretty sure he's a
Yeah,
defender, so excited to
yeah,
see him in action.
definitely. Go for it.
Watford, yeah. Watford signed João Pedro from Fluminense. It's an undisclosed price, but these were just some of the signings that I found in the Prem.
No,
Parker, did
no,
you
no, no.
find
These
any
are the
others?
only those are the only guaranteed signings besides
Yeah,
loany players coming back to club. But
yeah, but
you know, we
nah,
don't
we
really
can
need
talk about
to.
that.
Although Andy King is back at Leicester, pray for him. You know, hope he gets some time.
Yes, he is.
Um, but yeah, kind of want to highlight though. Everybody has been talking about Minamino,
Mm-hmm.
and as they should. But is he going to get realistic playing time? I'm not too sure. Jao Pedro though,
Mm-hmm.
super young, promising forward.
Mm-hmm.
People have been comparing him to Rodrigo, uh Vinicius Jr., Gabriel Martinelli, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of in that same he's been in that same sphere of very promising Brazilian strikers who are quick, really good with the ball, and can put it and can finish. And I'm really excited to see
Mm-hmm.
how Watford use him. Maybe he's not going to start every game. Maybe he's going to not start any game or play any game. Who knows? But I hope they give him a chance. He has a pretty good record for the Brazilian national team under 18 squad, and he's got a lot of experience at a pretty powerful side in Fluminense in Brazil. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to João Pedro entering the league and competing as one of the best Brazilians in the league. Hopefully, he does really well. I know he's got some competition with Felipe Anderson and Bernard and
Mm-hmm.
Martinelli. Uh, but hopefully he does well. I'm hoping he does well.
Yeah, maybe they can help. He can help Watford getting out of this relegation
Yeah,
zone. You never
and
know.
I'm still on Team Watford. And by Team Watford, I mean just like Watford. I think is too good
Said no one.
to not be or to be relegated. They were not. They were not in the beginning of
Mm.
the year showing how good they actually were, and I think now they are. And I think teams will start to respect that again. And hopefully, he can help bring them out of that zone. But we'll see.
Definitely. We'll see. We'll see. I just want to highlight two signings that are outside of the Prem, just big money
Okay.
signings so far. I don't know if they're considered big money signings, just because in this day and age, 60 mil is like, oh, that's average, which I'm like, what? So Benfica signed Julian Weigl from Dortmund for around
Yeah.
20 million euros. That's just the highest amount spent so far, so therefore it's considered
Mm-hmm.
high
Mm-hmm.
right now. Bayern Leverkusen signs Ezekiel Palacios
Yeah.
from River Plate
Yeah.
for
That was a really
21.5
big
million
one.
euros. Yeah, that was the biggest one so far. So I just
Well,
wanted to highlight those two. Just
not
spit
so
some
far.
facts.
You're forgetting the biggest move of
Who am I
Erling
forgetting?
Haaland
Inform me.
for Dortmund.
Ah, oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
tell me about him.
So
That was a big
The
move.
Salzburg youngster who shined in the Champions League, who probably increased his market value like tenfold with his Champions League performances for
Yeah.
Salzburg. But he's at Dortmund. Everybody thought he was going to go Premier League. People thought he was closely linked to Man United. Um, and he just kind of dipped and he
Hmm.
stayed more toward the Austrian German side, Dortmund, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, probably more comfortable with German anyway. And he just
Right.
I think it's time for him to shine at a pretty big club. Dortmund is a very big club, and they're playing European football, and
Hmm.
he still gets to play. So hey, kudos.
Yeah. Isn't this the guy who listens to Champions League
Oh
theme
yeah,
song every
oh
morning when he
yeah,
wakes up?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the kind of
he's a
dedication you
winner.
want in a
He's a
striker.
born winner. You can see it when he plays. He's just got a determination to score, and that's yeah.
Yeah, he's got that mentality.
He's got that mindset for sure. Really excited to see what he does alongside
Yeah, he's going to do bits there.
players like Sancho and Royce. Up front specifically. I want to see how he grows into top tier striker.
Well, Parker, that's a really good that's a really good transition from this into speculation because Sancho, he might be leaving Dortmund.
So they
This
say.
guy, one of the biggest prospects of England football, he might be leaving. He has so many links. He has Chelsea, Man U, Real Madrid, Barcelona. I mean, I can keep
Yeah, I
going
mean,
on, but I don't know if he will move just because in the January, only because I will speak for Chelsea just because I'm more up to date with them. They already put in a bid for 110 million or around 100 million, which is probably low for him, right? Because he is prime English player. He's excelled his expectations already, and he has so much more potential.
yeah.
But I think Dortmund denied that request, and I think they said, "Oh, it has to be close to 200 million," which, in all due respect, I don't know if someone's going to pay 200 million right now, where they could hopefully try to battle it out in the
Yeah,
summer.
agreed. And to be honest, I don't think that right now is a great time for him to be leaving. Their team looks great. He is just he's in a really good spot at Dortmund right now. I think it would be kind
Mm-hmm.
of ludicrous to leave. Uh, I just I don't know. For me,
I don't know if it'd be ludicrous if a big team comes calling
well, I
and he
guess
gets a lot, a big
if it's
paycheck.
for the
But
right money and it's for a team that's suitable and is also going to be playing Champions League football and is also battling for top spot in the league, you know, maybe. But
hmm and those are the only teams he's linked with. Like the four I
right.
spat out are
Hmm.
top teams. So again, that's just talk. This is speculation. But I do have a couple players that I want to just highlight real quick, like real fast. And Parker, if you have anything to say about them, go ahead. So first one I want to talk about is Koulibaly. He's linked away with a bunch of teams. He's a top center back. A lot of teams have been wanting him for years. I know Chelsea won him, Real
Okay,
Madrid
I
won
heard a
him,
stupid rumor
Man U
that
won him.
West Ham was is West Ham really interested in Koulibaly?
I did see something, but there's no way they're going to have enough money. I
If
really
they
don't think
splash
they can
70
just pay.
mil or however much he's valued on Koulibaly and somehow
More than
win
that,
him,
yeah.
I will absolutely shit myself.
No.
I will take a video of myself pooping in my pants and then post it to all of our social media. I'm not kidding. That would absolutely blow my mind.
All right, Koulibaly, go to West Ham, please. Um,
That's my plea.
next, next we got next we got Pogba. Obviously, I'm actually really tired of talking about this guy. He's linked with Real and Juve. I don't care about him. He's in my opinion, he's so overrated. Yes, he's fantastic for France and he's fine for Man United,
No,
but I'm just tired
he's
of
more
talking
than
about him.
fine.
So
He's
he's linked
class.
away. I don't know if he's leaving in January. he's class, but I'm just tired of talking about this guy. He's been linked away for so long.
Yeah, he
So
definitely has.
we got.
He has been linked away for a long time.
Hmm.
Let me just mention that I think that he
Hmm.
is in a really bad system at Man United, and I think that he does belong at a premier club, like a world class club. And Man United historically is that, but right now
Hmm.
he is far superior than anyone else on the pitch when he's on, and
Yeah.
he knows it. Man United knows it. He needs to leave, whether it's going to be in January or not. Where? I don't know. Is he going to be willing to take a pay cut? I don't know. His manager's kind of known as like a dick, so people don't really like working with him. Um, and he
Hmm.
just added Jesse Lingard as his client. Jesse Lingard had switched to Mino Raiola. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I
Yeah. He needs to be on a team that's has elite mentality and a manager that has the same mentality that he wants to keep winning. A manager that wants to win, not like Ali who doesn't know what he's doing
oh
half the
yeah,
time. So I think
oh
he
yeah,
needs
he
that
needs it.
if he wants to be one of the
Yeah,
best. Anyway, we got Tosin from Everton. He's linked with Palace. I don't know how true that is. I just saw that. Another big one I saw was Sadio Mane linked away
horseshit,
to Real.
horseshit,
What do you think about that?
horse
Horseshit, huh?
manure. If Sadio Mane
You don't
leaves,
think there's any way that Real would sign
no,
him?
I not no, and not because they couldn't throw him the money. I just don't think that he wants to leave. Why would he? He's in his prime. He is
Hmm.
playing for a squad that is winning
Right.
everything right now. I mean, who knows how long this could last? It's not going to last forever, but he can
I
leave
know.
a
It's just
lasting
one of
legacy.
those things that if Real comes
Who gives
calling,
a shit? He could leave a last. He could make Liverpool as victorious as Real Madrid were 4 years ago or 5 years ago.
hmm,
He could win a treble Champions League. He could he could win like
right.
8 more trophies. He could be a Liverpool and world class legend right where he is. So if it were me, I wouldn't
And a lot of
stay.
people move to Real to try to try to win the Champions League or to try to even compete for Ballon d'Or, right? I know that a lot of in Real Madrid's contract talks, they put a clause on there that if they do win the Ballon d'Or, they get a pay raise or they get a bonus or whatever. So a lot of people move there for
I don't
those
think
two
that Sadio
incentives.
Mane is going to
But
move there
Sadio Mane has
because he does
better
not seem
chance.
like he's interested in the money.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like he won the Champions League with Liverpool, and he got fourth in the Ballon d'Or, fourth player in the world, best player in the world. So I agree. I don't think he needs to move. But again, this is
Yeah,
speculation.
definitely. Definitely speculation.
Next, we got Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan linked back to Roma.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't care.
Maybe
I
I don't
don't
know.
care.
I didn't know what else to
Mkhitaryan,
say about that. I'm like,
yeah, just
all right,
yeah, he hasn't been playing in the Premier League
I'll
for a
move on.
year or two now.
Yeah, disappointing. Ericsson, Christian Ericsson,
Get
linked
him
away
out.
from your team, Parker. I do think
Leave him. I
what
don't. I'm fed up with
what
with Christian Eriksen. I don't want him. Clean house. I don't
why
care. Get rid of all of them except for Son and Kane. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
you're
kidding.
nuts.
Um, I really don't like Christian Eriksen right now, and I'll tell you why. I think that he's a really good player. He's really, really quality, really class, but I just don't like his attitude. I don't think that he tries very hard, and he's also
Hmm.
really, really bad at defense. Like he does not track back, and if he does, he gets outpaced by everyone because he's super super slow and he doesn't have any will, I think, to get the ball. Like he's really good on the ball. He's not as good off the ball. He's kind of reminds me of Mesut Ozil in that
Hmm.
sense, where he's great on the ball. He's a great passer. He's got great vision, great foot skills, but if you're not willing to put in the
Yeah.
work to win the ball or to help your team win the ball, then I think that it's pointless. And I don't know. I just every game that I've watched him play this year has been annoyingly bad. He's had like one good play and it was a spectacular free kick. So it's like, okay, cool, a set
Hmm.
piece, nice. Like I don't know, I'm ready for him to
Yeah, I think he'd make the
leave
league.
personally as a
He's
fan. Sell him to
right.
Real Madrid.
He's worth 20 mil.
Sell him to
Like
Real Madrid.
no, Inter are favorites right now. Inter Milan. Antonio Conte is a huge fan. Only for 20 million, that's a
Sell him,
steal.
get rid of him, use that
So
money to get some depth, build your team.
so depth, my next one, Parker, Thomas Lamar is linked with
Yeah,
Spurs.
I
I don't know
did,
if you knew that.
and I would love a Thomas Lamar um transfer to Tottenham. That would be great. I think he's a really good player, really good Frenchman. He's been really
Yeah,
quick.
quick.
Yeah, he is really quick. He's been really good at Atletico. He's kind of tapered off this year, but still doesn't think that, or I still don't think that that means he's not a valuable player and a really good asset. So I think that he would be welcomed at Tottenham for sure, or any club that he was wanting to move to. Evan, let's go ahead and move
Yeah.
on into some of our dream transfers. What do you think
All
Chelsea?
right.
What would be your dream number one transfer this January if Chelsea could? Money was no object, and you got free agent. Who you got? Who you want?
I I would love now there was a quick link, but I would love to see Koulibaly at Chelsea. I think that he is linked away. Now I don't know if this falls under the category of dream transfer because there is a possibility of it happening. I don't know, but I think
Dreams
that
come true.
we do have good center backs, but we dreams come true, right? And I think that he is an elite player, and I think he's one of the best center backs in Europe. I think that coming to the Premier League, he could adapt pretty nicely, especially in Lampard's team. He would obviously be starting over Christensen and not. I don't know about Rudiger. I feel like right now, I feel like it might be Koulibaly and Tomori being the starting center backs. Tomori's been on
Yeah,
fire, so I would love to see Koulibaly at
that would be
Chelsea.
awesome.
What about Spurs for
For
you, huh?
me, um, a return, a return for Gareth Bale. It would be an
Oh yeah,
amazing time for Gareth Bale to come to Tottenham. One, Jose is here. They could have a chance of winning something, right? That's great.
yeah,
Two, Tottenham, born and bred. You're like, that's your team. That's the team that gave you a chance. That's where you made it. That's where you had such success. That's where the
yeah,
fans fell in love with you. So there's two things right there. And then the third thing, of course, you're not being valued at Real Madrid. You did a lot there, but right now
hmm
your time is over.
There was some
Right now your
links,
time,
but I don't know how
I know,
real
I'm
that
just saying,
was.
as a dream. They're not valuing Gareth Bale.
Right.
You know, he did a lot for the club, but right now he's not doing a whole lot. He's not been given the chance to. And maybe it's time for him to leave and go back to the Premiership and go to maybe Tottenham, who are struggling, turn it around, be a hero, become a world legend. I don't know. That would
Yeah,
be
I
great.
would
That would
love
be an
that. That
amazing
would be great for you
story,
all.
and especially if he was successful. That would be a story told to many generations. He'd be like
Well, great. The last one, I do want to say Cristiano to Reading.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
The guy
To
who scored a
Reading.
hat trick today against Caligari or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. That's my dream transfer.
You know what? I heard a little rumor. I think that I can actually make a few phone calls and
Could you do that?
make that happen. No, I can't do that. Get your fucking head out of your ass, Evan. Are you serious?
Thank you
Are you
all
kidding
so
me right
much.
now?
Stay tuned till next week. We love you all. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. This comes out on Friday, and we will see you the next Friday to record. No, wait,
Deuces.
we record on Mondays.
Parker
Am I
Slow.
I'm drunk. Definitely drunk. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.
Deuces.